So I try to get the most popular ones, the ones that are active and doing things. I try to get their music played and heard. The ones that pretty much dropped off and I don't hear anything from them, and maybe they're not singing anymore. Maybe they've had a lifestyle change or something like that. I'm going to start just kind of updating it on the Diamond Delights page on the LJDN Show's website. So I'm definitely going to do that. Now, I said I was going to talk about the movie. Now, I'm not going to give anything away, but like I went and saw that chick flick, and I also went to see Snatched with Golden Horn and Amy Schumer. Both movies, here is my review. Both movies were funny. Okay, they were both funny. Some of them, the girls' trip, it fell a little short at times of not being funny, wherein the Snatch with Amy Schumer and Golden Horn kind of kept you laughing. It kind of had more funny scenes in it to me. Of course, all of them have that crash and burn scene where the girls are together and they get, I think it's just being together for too long, you just kind of get sick of each other and you get upset. You just end up telling each other what they think of each other. But, which happened in both movies. But there was a scene in Girls Trip that I laughed about it because I don't know. I'm just going to say it has to do with the horse. And if you saw the movie, you definitely know what I'm talking about. And I just don't like it when it colors a picture for women. And I'm not just talking about women of color. I'm talking about all women in general, how we prefer things that are horse in nature. And not everybody's into that. It's just not true. Oh, and on that note, I'm going to leave that alone because I just had to say that. But both movies are really good. They're definitely chick flicks. You know, get together with a couple of girlfriends, you know, maybe your neighbors or something like that. You don't really have to be friend or BFFs. You know, just go to the movies because you just never know. Even though that person may not be your BFF, they probably would love a movie night with you and some more girls and stuff like that. So definitely check it out. So I wouldn't really go with your man. It's not really a couple type thing. It's a girl thing. It's a girl thing and it's a sister girl thing. Where Golden Horn was just an everyone thing. It was more identifiable to different people. Okay, so no pun intended to anyone out there that I may have insulted. That's just my personal opinion. And like everything else in life, you're entitled to that. So, on that note, I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to play a song. But I'm not going to play it right now. I'm going to go to an article that I wanted to read about friendship. I definitely wanted to read that article. I thought it was a good article of how to make friends and keep them. I do hope you guys got something out of this friendship thing all month. If you haven't, definitely check out the podcast for the month where we talked about friends. And here's my friendship story. That's what I knew I was supposed to say something. Here's my friendship story. Okay, this is an old friendship story. The old friendship story. Now, it was back when my kid, before I had the other two, I had three girls. One of them's older and a lot older than her sisters. She's maybe about 9 years. I don't hide the fact that I was a teenage pregnancy, and I was a statistic, okay? And so she's a lot older than her siblings. And when my husband and I were really, really young, you know, you kind of struggle with things. And at one point, we did not have enough money to get her back-to-school clothes. And back to school clothes has always been a big deal. It's always been, just today is crazy because not only do you have to have clothes, you got to have the iPad, you got to have the watch, the sneakers, the latest a Fuji, a fidget winter, a fidget thingy. I actually tried one and I liked it. I felt myself just moving it. I'm gonna get me one. I like the idea that got all these funky prints on it now. But anyway, so she came through. She got my daughter some school clothes for me. And I'm not just talking about an outfit to wear to school. She got her like a week's worth of school clothes. Um, the way she got them was a different story, but only a only a true friend would go through and do something like that. Nowadays, people are just more thinking about their own kids and than the other person. And when they find it, that one kid may not have it, and that's just all the more reason for them to show out on their kid. This is the mentality of today's society, and that's just really sad. Where it needs to be more putting in, or you can donate it, but go ahead and donate it, but don't tell everybody that you did it because that's not beneficial. Why? It shouldn't be you getting the glory for what you've done. Because our Father sees everything. He knows your heart. He knows your heart. He can read your heart. When you think you're hiding stuff, you're not. But that's my BFF story. I know it's kind of blah blah, but I was trying to shuffle around, and I have a couple of them, but they're not anything recent. You just don't find them ride and die girls anymore, like the Flossy Posse. If you saw the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's see. So we got Brian. He's getting ready to come in. So I'm going to say this because we're going to take up the rest of the time with Brian. How to make new friends, and keep the old one as a young adult. If James Taylor ruled the world, all we have to do is to call a BFF, and a BFF would appear on your doorstep. In reality, friendship are amongst the trickiest relationship out there. As hard as it may be to find a romantic love, it's argumentably even more difficult to pick a new pal who we really connect with and to keep in touch with buddies from the past. But that's no reason to resign yourself to a lifetime of solitude, especially since having friends is tremendously important for our health and happiness. And it is. You need to have a friend. Oh, we got a video just trying to show. Okay, what's the deal? 20-somethings are among the friendliest people out there. Nearly everyone in this age group uses some form of social media, meaning they have constant opportunity to share the minutiae of their daily life with hundreds or even thousands of connections. At the same time, there's good reason to believe American adults are getting lonelier. Surveys have found we have fewer friends than we did in 1980s, and all those virtual relationships aren't nearly as satisfying as the in the flesh kind. Many people in their 20s and 30s complain they don't know how to make friends or feel abandoned by old ones. See, when you get in your 40s and stuff, you just don't care. You find a hobby. Okay, that wasn't nice, but that's what it is, what is true. This trend is troubling, given that friendships are important, if not crucial, for our well-being. Some scientists argue that humans are inherently social creatures, wired to benefit from those relationships with family, romantic partners, and, of course, friends. Other research suggests a network of close friends can reduce stress and promote good health and longevity. While it's perfectly reasonable to desire some alone time, come on, does anyone really need to know we watched an entire season of House of Cards in one weekend? Nothing can replace the value of a close friend. Now, on that note, nothing can. Nothing can replace that, but I don't mind sitting there for a week and catching up on a series that I've been wanting to watch. Are you kidding me? I don't even tell my friend that's what I'm doing this weekend. Unfortunately, making and retaining friends isn't always easy, but it can be done. For anyone confused about how exactly to go about forging new friendships and strengthening old ones, here's some tips that are more creative and practical than the old just put yourself out there. Oops, that's not anymore. Your action plan to make new friends. Number one, do it blind. Most of us have heard of the blind date. When we let a friend play matchmaker, set us up with someone we've never met before. If you've just moved to a new city, have a friend set you up on a totally platonic date with one of his or her friends who lives nearby. You'll be less likely to call your friend angry if the potential match turns sour. Okay. Number two, be yourself. When you pursue hobbies and activities you enjoy, you have a good chance of meeting people with similar interests. So check out that local lecture on modern lecture 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 on modern literature and sign up for sushi making lessons. Each event is a chance to make a whole new room full of like-minded buddies. Number three, get up close and personal. When you're just starting to get to know someone, foster intimacy by talking about something deeper than the sucky weather. Because that's what I do. Once you have been talking for a while, try what researchers call the fast friend technique. Basically, each party gradually discloses something meaningful about him or herself. For example, each person could answer the question, if you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be? That's a good topic. Number four, be persistent. While not everyone has the courage to actually do it, most of us know how to pursue a crush. Sending flowers to their office, invite them to a concert featuring a band you know they'll love, ask them to check yes or no under the question, will you go out with me? Oh, wait. Are we not in third grade anymore? Any similar but less romantic tactics when pursuing a potential friend. For example, send a person an email asking them to lunch or a coffee date next week, and follow up afterwards to say you had a good time. And it doesn't have to be a male, male and female, and male on male, and with today's society do it. But it could be, you're looking for a friend. That's a good way. Set a goal. It might sound superficial, but the next time you go to a party, tell yourself you want to leave with 3 new friends, or maybe even just one. That way you'll be more open to meeting people and starting in-depth conversations instead of just smiling at the person ahead of you in the line for the bathroom. Number 6, say cheese. Seriously, we're including smiling on this list because it's the more powerful tactic for making connections than you might believe. For one thing, smiling takes us out of our own head and makes us think more about the image we're projecting. Plus, people who smile as opposed to folks with neutral faces are perceived as more attractive, kinder, and happier, and therefore more approachable. Yes, that's a good one. Don't take it personally. 7, don't take it personally. We pretty much know what it means when a romantic partner tells us it's not you, it's me. But when you invite a new pal to coffee or a movie and they turn you down, don't freak out. Maybe they really are busy with work. Maybe family relationships already take up too much time. Maybe it actually isn't you after all, and maybe you can schedule a rain check for next week. Okay? A lot of people do take things personally. I do. I shouldn't, but sometimes. Not all the time, but I do. Think outside the box. It's possible that until now, all your friends have been 20-something women who work in fashion. But why limit yourself to that particular crowd? You could just easily hit it off with a 40-year-old who works in finance if you have enough in common. Be open to forming new relationships, co-workers, neighbors, and classmates, no matter who they appear to be. So they're saying it really doesn't matter how old you are. It's kind of hard to be friends with 20-somethings because especially if they got issues. That's all you're doing is listening now. But them over there